All right, if you are in room 1, you are watching this. And what we are going to do is we are going to take notes. So you are going to also write exactly what I write. This is a recap from last lesson. So when we have a system, we're graphing the same inequalities on the same graph. So 2 inequalities, 2 types of shadings, 2 graphs, all on one. So this first one was graphed for you already. So here we have, let me change my color pen. We have -2 as our y-intercept because that's the number by itself. And that's the coordinate right here. Our slope tells us the direction. So in this case, we have up 1 and right 2. We got that number from the number in front of the x. That tells us how this moves. So up 1, right 2. All right, then the next thing we have is our symbol. And in this case, our symbol was a less than. So less than tells me dotted and down. So here we have a dotted and down. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do that same thing, but for the next inequality. So inequality number 2. All right, so my y-intercept, again, is the number without the x. So I have a 3 here. All right, and then, oh, this is a typo, so we can cross that out. Our slope is the number with the x. So in this case, we have a -2. And when there's no other number, I put a 1 under it. So let's go ahead and plot our y-intercept. So our y-intercept goes on the y-axis, that's up here. And then our slope tells us the direction. So in this case, it's going to be down 2, right 1. So down 2 spaces, 1, 2, right 1. Down 2, 1, 2, right 1. And I'm just going to keep following that pattern. Down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. All right. So now we need to look at our symbol. So in this case, our symbol looks like this. What is this symbol? All right, so you should have gotten that this symbol is greater than or equal to. When I see that equal to, that means solid, and greater means up. So I'm going to connect it as a solid line, and my shading is going to be up. So up would be in this direction. Again, if you're not sure, pick a point, draw an arrow up, and that means I'm going to color in this side. Okay. So now let's look at the bottom. We need to label our solution with an S. Remember, the solution is where the double shadings are overlapping. So I see this light blue shading, then I see this purple squiggle shading that I just put in. So they overlap right here. So this is where my solution space is. Okay, so I did that. I labeled it with an S, and now it wants me to pick a point. So we need to pick a coordinate in our solution space. So if I pick this coordinate right here, remember I read the x first, so that's this number, which is a 4. And then I'm going to read this number, which is a -4. So 4, -4 is a solution to the inequality system because it's in the double shaded area. Okay, let's try another one. All right. So inequality number 1 is plotted for us again. All right. Let's talk about the line type though. So we have the y-intercept is 3 from this number, and that's this coordinate. Our slope was -1/2, which means down 1, right 3. That's coming from this number. Down 1, right 3. All right, our symbol is this. What symbol is that? It is less than, so that's where we got the dotted and down. So let's go ahead and draw that in. Dotted and down. I'm going to use lines to shade in just because I can't use the highlighter tool on this one. Okay, so this is inequality 1. Let's label that. We actually forgot to label on our last graph. So let's go ahead and label inequality 1. All right, now let's look at inequality number 2. All right, inequality number 2. What is the y-intercept? The y-intercept is number 1 because that's the number by itself. So that means the slope is 1/3. What does that tell me about the direction? So our direction is up 1 and right 3. So I go ahead and I plot my y-intercept. And then my slope told me up 1 space, right 3. Up 1 space, right 3. That's going to go off the graph, so I can't do any more. I can go in the other direction and just keep that same pattern. So we want it to still be up 1, right 3. All right, let's look at our symbol. What symbol is this? This symbol is greater than or equal to. So what type of line when I say equal to? That's right, it should be a solid line. So it should look just like this. All right, and is it up or down? In this case, it is up. Let me get a different color. And we're gonna shade up. So up would be in this direction. So that means anything above the line is gonna get shaded. Okay, our solution is where these spaces overlap. So where does the shading from my red, which is inequality number 2, let's label that. And where does my shading from my blue, inequality number 1, overlap? That is the space that we're marking with an S. So here is my S space. Okay, why don't you pick a point? Which point is a solution? Yep, that's right. -1, 2 is a solution. Because why? Why is it a solution? Because, the coordinate is in the double shaded area. Remember, those are our key words here. Double shaded. And the coordinate we said was -1, 2. All right, I have another question for you. Why is this coordinate (3, 2) not a solution. Because it's on the dotted line. Remember, in order to be a solution, it can't be on the dotted line and it must be in the double shaded area. All right, y'all, that is it for our notes and our review. What you are now going to do is you're going to complete the rest of these pink slides. So there are 4 questions. It starts off with a mild, medium, another medium, and then it's going to get spicy. That is your classwork, and if you don't finish, it is your homework. So again, you are doing the next 4 slides, mild, medium, and spicy. All of the pink backgrounds. All right, y'all, good luck. If you have any questions, make sure to ask for help.